is Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett. Like the Angle, he's demanding the release of these documents and says it's the FBI who is behind this delay. Congressman, why do you think Biden's FBI is stalling here?
Well, they have a history of this. You remember when Steve Scalise was shot out on the baseball field? The shooter had a list. I think it was called a Republican hunting list. And the FBI refused to label that as a domestic terrorist activity. They have a history of this, protecting these folks. And it's, the trans community, are they a protected class? The FBI has become the Federal Bureau of Influencers now. It's ridiculous, ma'am. And they just continue to do this. And they're not in the business of influencing the public. They're in the business of investigating crimes. And they currently are trying to put their influence out in the community to protect one group or one class of people, and it's just not right.
Well, Congressman, former police officer turned author, adjunct professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, Joseph J.L. Clone, said that the public, I think, what the FBI is really concerned here with, and I think law enforcement, is that if there's something in there that is truly damaging for the transgender community, I think they're hesitant to do it because they're afraid of a violent backlash against that protected class of people. Congressman, there's going to be a violent backlash against random transgender people because we learn more about this one killer? How does that hold water?
It does, and it's ridiculous. That's why this woke community has infected this entire White House, this administration, and unfortunately, the once sacred FBI is now being overrun basically by a group of wokesters, and this thing is just not working, Ms. Ingraham. It is a complete travesty that this information is not out. We need transparency more in government. Every time they do this, they're always covering for somebody or some group, and we know it, and you know it, especially in the media.
Now, let me just get into this because I want to mention this. Speaking of the FBI, Congressman, here's Andrew McCabe's thoughts yesterday on CNN.
The list goes on of individuals who left manifestos, the Poway synagogue shooter, the El Paso shooter, even the shooter in Nashville at the Covenant School left some sort of a note. We haven't heard many details about it. In many of these manifestos, you see themes around racism, anti-Semitism, anti-immigrant sentiment.
Some sort of note. Congressman Burchett, your reaction here?
Well, I'm not surprised. This bunch, they've been trying to protect this group of folks. It's just not. It's just not feasible, ma'am. There's no rhyme or reason why they're doing this. They continue down this path, and it's out of control. This FBI needs a cleaning, just like the rest of Washington does. They are part of the swamp, and they are helping to perpetuate that it's not a myth anymore. It's reality, ma'am. They are out there pushing this agenda, and we don't need this anymore.
Well, the people,
the
bottom line is that people have a right to know. I mean, they're pushing for gun control, gun confiscation if they had their way. They're pushing for all these changes because of killings like this, yet they're going to withhold information from the very people who they claim they're protecting? I mean, it's as obvious what they're doing. And it's up to every state legislator, member of Congress to say, guess what? If this is a national concern, we want the data on blood toxicology. We want to know if they were on certain antidepressants, SSRIs.
Yes,
we want to know if they're smoking pot. We want to know all of it. And if you're not going to give it to us, we're going to get it a different way. We have to go to court,
yes,
whatever we have to do. You can call me Laura, by the way, Congressman. You have that nice Southern respect. But Laura, just ma'am always makes us feel even older than we are. Congressman, we appreciate it.